I think it's a pretty well known fact that in the world, cars are a major contributor to CO2 emissions. And for those CO2 emissions, the major intake that cars get is fuel. And ever since the Ukrainian crisis started in Germany, there's been a pretty big problem of fuel availability. Fuel prices have been increasing, and it's causing a lot of unrest in the civilians because not only is fuel running short in the country because it's mainly imported from Russia, but it's also the fact that alongside this, the sanctions on Russia has led to a lot of problems. Now the country doesn't even have cooking oil. And in order to mitigate this issue, and to mitigate the issue of mainly price hikes in fuel, the German government has started something new. They've introduced a €9 ticket, or actually, they're planning to introduce a €9 train ticket. Now, what is this €9 train ticket? You'll see a lot of trends on Twitter and a lot of people who are in political spheres talking about it. But what is this? Well, basically, Germany has a pretty diverse train network, and public transport in Europe is pretty common. Everybody knows this. But what's happening is that because of the increment in fuel prices and them being considerably unaffordable, the German government is planning to introduce a few bills that'll put a lot of less pressure on people residing in Germany. And one of the bills that they've introduced to counter this growing problem of fuel and the price increments and all the growing instability within the public population, they've decided to introduce a few bills. Now, to start off, in Germany, a lot of students have something called a semester ticket, in which in their city or in their province they get to pay a specific fee, usually around 250 to 200 euros, and with that fee they get to travel for the entire semester within that province or that city for free. They get to use on the public transport, the regional trains and everything. Not the big trains like the intercity trains, but like the regional trains within that area. And now the government is planning to introduce something which I mentioned before, the €9 ticket. The €9 ticket basically means that you have to pay €9 per month for the months of June, July, and August. And in these 3 months, public transport, you can use any public transport within the entire country. That includes buses, that includes S-Bahns. S-Bahns are subways basically, and U-Bahns, and other sorts of trains, except for the intercity trains, the European trains, and the IC trains. Basically, you can't use the ICE, IC, and EC trains, but all the other regional trains and everything, you can use all of them, the buses and all ferries and transport, for €9 per month. So basically, for €27, you get to use all sorts of public transport in all cities of Germany for €27 for 3 months. That's very cheap. And this is basically to lower the pressure on people using cars, because they know that the fuel costs have increased. In order to put less pressure on cars and in a way reduce carbon emissions as well, they're actually introducing this. So for the months of June, July and August, if you're in Germany, you have like a very good opportunity to travel if this bill gets passed. And it's currently still in a lot of discussions, and there might be some new introductions to this. Alongside this, if you're working in Germany and you're working above the minimum wage, you're most likely going to be refunded around €300 by the government, so that you can also counter the growing increment in prices and everything. And that's actually going to be good for you. If you're doing a student job that's paying above €450 and you're paying taxes, then you're also eligible for this €300 compensation. And alongside that, if you're a student and you've already paid for a semester ticket, then they're actually going to be talking to the local authorities who run your bus and transit systems within that city or that province, and they're going to be refunding the amount that you paid, or part of that amount that you paid, for these 3 months. So it's actually a very cool strategy, and it's actually going to be very nice for all those people living inside Germany. And finally, they have also tried to reduce the fuel costs, but they haven't been that significant because, of course, with the Russian problems and all of Germany's fuel dependency coming from Russia, the oil state of Europe, then they are limited in how they can lower the prices. But to counter all of this, these are the 3 things that are happening. I really thought I should share this with you guys, and you can also find more information about these online. And I did my best to translate everything that I saw. But the best part is that now you can travel throughout Germany, not Europe, throughout Germany for 3 months for €27. And that's really cool, because usually like even a one-way trip costs around €27. Like if you're going from Hamburg to my city Kiel, it's going to cost you for one way it's €27. But now you can do the same travel throughout Germany. Like you can go from Kiel to Munich. You can go from Munich to Frankfurt, and you can just have continuous travel if you're using the regional trains, not the IC trains or the other trains, throughout Germany using the buses and everything in these 3 months for a collected total of €27. And how can you buy those tickets? Well, as per the speculation and as per the bill formulation, they say that you just have to go to the Deutsche Bahn website and you can buy these tickets online. These tickets might not be available in the kiosk since they'll have to update the kiosk, so it might take a while for them to be available there. But the easiest option is to go online and find them. So go to the Deutsche Bahn website and make sure that you buy these tickets and take advantage of this opportunity while it lasts. And yeah, maybe travel in the summer.